Okay, we are live. Father Miller here. Welcome back to the Nerd Father. Good to have you guys with us again. Sorry wasn't able to stream last week, but as I mentioned, I had spiritual directions. So, wow, a lot going on this week.
You need spirits to actually
like all of it happened
direct
yesterday.
Weird.
Well, and as I said, usually priests meet with a director type priest once a month just to make sure we're doing things that we're supposed to be doing and all that.
I see.
So
I see.
That's the idea of spiritual direction.
Oh, okay.
Monthly management meeting.
Either way.
Mm.
So, but yeah, I saw Roman was talking about James Gunn. So I've only heard a little bit about that. I know Henry Cavill's out.
Yeah, he's out. So what Gunn is going to do is basically he's doing a reboot of the DC universe
as young kids or young adults.
Yeah, which I'm not a fan of that, honestly. Just from the get-go, from his plan, I was excited when Gunn was coming in because I like James Gunn, and then this came out on top of us on Wednesday night that he was planning this new direction. So,
but you know why, don't you?
Yeah, we all know why, unfortunately.
No. One of the reasons why he did that is because, the head guy that's in charge of Warner Brothers. I can't remember his name. The new fella. He's trying to cut costs, and if you take Henry back and Gal Gadot back and Affleck back and all the others, they cost money. So you're right. They're trying to reboot the whole franchise, but are also trying to save money as well, because because if they get Henry back, it'll cost him more money, and the rest will cost them more money. So they're trying to get new faces in there to play the DC. So it's like a balance between. But I mean, I'm like Roman. I don't agree with what he's done. I think you could have got more value out of the original. They could have
done that, Ian.
Yeah,
but they didn't. And I wrote about it just very briefly in a post. It was like, if you want to do the reboot, what you do is you put forth the Kingdom Come movie with the old cast. And if with James Gunn at the helm of Kingdom Come, I think it would be really well done. And then at the end, you have Superman or Batman or one of them reminisce about when they were younger, and then you launch the new franchise. And then you still get the kiss out for the old guard, and you can bring in the new guard. I'm not really. I don't
want a Superboy. I don't want a Superboy movie.
Neither do I.
I don't think it's going to be Superboy. I think it's going to be a younger Clark Kent.
Because Superman Year One.
Yeah, I think so, because like somebody was saying, I think it was on Midnight Edge, they were saying that, if they got Henry, how many years has he got to play Superman? Because he's almost pushing. I think So you need
many years.
Yeah, but saying that, I agree with Roman. I think really they should have just started with Henry and with Gal Gadot, and and just reboot it with them, because they were kind of really good casting, weren't they? I mean, especially Affleck.
They could have actually, as Roman says, they could have actually talked about when they all first met as kids or younger. You talked about that, and then you go back through the just.
Well, but for Wonder Woman, it was in this abomination that they first met.
Well, yeah,
and I can't believe it, but
to make
this has been 7 years now.
They're going to do it typical. They're going to reboot it, and then they're all going to meet when they were younger.
But there is one possible thing I was going to put in your party there, Roman. What if this news has actually freed Henry Cavill up to create a Warhammer universe?
No, look, Warhammer is not even
as
big
know
as
much
DC.
about Warhammer.
No, I know it's not. But
I like the idea, but the problem is the normies.
They don't know.
People have no idea what Warhammer is.
Yep.
They have no idea.
I'm just thinking,
as I said,
I don't know if it's, I don't know.
I think it's good that they're rebooting the DC universe, but I also think it's bad that they're dropping the main stars. They could have rebooted it, but still used the main stars. I agree with that completely. But
does that mean Sparkle's Batman is out?
Yeah.
I saw that they might try to keep Patterson in.
Yeah,
No,
I don't like Patterson.
Gunn said no.
Batman.
I don't want Patterson. I mean, I tried watching.
Also, there was another
the new one.
Yeah, there was another rumor that they wanted the black Superman. They still want the black Superman thing, but I don't know.
I don't see that.
The only way they can reboot it without actually interfering is alternate universe one. So I think that's a possibility.
I don't think Gunn's doing any of that. I think he's going for a straight, cohesive universe. Granted, I don't prefer what he's doing as far as the younger version of things, but I think he wants everything sets, a linear timeline from here to here with these characters, not having the weird offshoot problems that DC has experienced for pretty much its existence. But it also means that the 4 films that are still hanging out there, Aquaman 2, The Blue Beetle, all those movies, they don't mean anything. They're going to come out, but they're not going to be part of DC, of the DCU canon. They're just there.
But in some ways, I think that's a good thing. In some ways, because I think the Zack universe failed miserably. From the very first film to the last film, they were all awful. As far as I was concerned.
I mean, if they would have released the Snyder Cut as it was instead of Justice League,
I hear you, right? And the Snyder Cut is better than the Joss Whedon cut, but still, the film is incredibly flawed, and it leads up to Superman versus, Superman versus Batman was awful. And then came the Snyder, the Justice League, which was terrible. And then Snyder Cut came along, and it wasn't great. It was longer. They sang a lot, and it was just stupid. You know what I mean? Just as the other one, but just with more stuff in it.
And I bought the Blu-ray as soon as it came out.
And then they put a black and white version out. What's that all about? I could just turn my TV black and white. It just made no sense. Anyway.
Well, Ian, you talked about saving money, and I think this is a bit of a hedge. So you're not paying the stars the money, but are you going to get the draw, from audiences coming to see these whomever's?
This is the thing, you see, Roman. There are a lot of normies out there that know Superman, Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. They know them. Doesn't matter who's going to be playing them. They know those characters, and that's what they're relying on, right?
Normies.
Yeah, the brand, mate. That's what they're relying on.
We'd have got away with it if it wasn't for those damn normies.
But you know what? It might be a good thing. It might be a bad thing. Do you know what? I'm just tired of guessing now. Every franchise has been destroyed so far because of everything that's been happening. I'm just really tired of it all. I'm just, you know what? I watched a couple of old films yesterday, and I haven't watched a new film in 4 months. Because all of them are crap.
I would actually say I've not watched a new film in about 2 years.
Actually, that's not true. You just said you saw the movie I saw this week.
What's that, Avatar?
No, Violent Night.
Oh, that's that. Yeah, I guess I sit corrected. I guess. Yeah, I saw that. I thought it was a lot of fun.
I'm trying to bring that up because I know Roman said he didn't know anything about it. So
yeah, I don't know about it now.
See if I could do this without getting into trouble.
That's a fair point, Shilbo. That's a very fair point.
You're a little bit the Ranger you must work.
I gotta say, I greatly enjoyed it. I mean, I was laughing out loud through the whole thing.
I started the whole damn thing.
It's a lot of fun. It's
Christmas! We decided that you could have one gift early.
What is it?
That is a direct hotline to Santa Claus himself.
I can talk to Santa.
All right.
I gotta say, they did that really good.
Welcome to your worst Christmas ever.
Let's go! Oh, goodness.
You have $300 million in your personal vault. That's what I want for Christmas.
I don't want any trouble, okay? Someone's gonna scooch up that chimney.
Who is he? Because it's not your typical mall Santa.
Santa, are you there? Santa said he was here because he died. My room's treaty lights, so. Are you gonna help us, Santa? Santa?
You're on my nice list. Santa Claus is coming to town. Time for some season's beatings.
Who the hell are you?
Boss, what if he really is the real?
No such thing as Santa.
These bad men, they're all on my naughty list. Naughty. That's naughty!
And what do you do to the naughty ones?
I give them a lump of coal.
Where is it?
I gotta watch.
I believe in you, Santa.
I actually think I'm going to actually watch the new Christmas movie this year.
Which one of you did that, Prancer? So unprofessional.
It was a lot of fun. It really
I
was.
loved it. I
The new
mean,
Christmas movie this year. That looks.
I gotta
actually
say, it was
so
better
cool.
than Fat Man.
Mm.
I mean, it's
Yeah, Fat
not
Man was
gonna-
depressing.
No, I actually enjoyed Fat Man though.
I didn't. I thought it was depressing. I liked this one better. I thought this was a lot of fun, and it was obvious they were doing Die Hard, stroke Home Alone, stroke Santa as Bruce Willis. That's
But
what they were doing.
You
so.
look at it; it came from nobody and
Yeah,
Bullet
yeah,
Train. So I mean,
yeah.
it does have that feeling to
It's a
it.
good premise. You see, if you hand that over to a exec and go, right, this is what I want to do. No exec's going to say no to this. Do you know what I mean? I would, if I was in charge, I'd be like, yeah, let's just make this. Sounds good. It's a good premise. That's the thing.
It doesn't even look as if it's been butchered in any way.
No, it hasn't, and also it's not woke at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's
But sorry,
definitely
when I
not
mean
woke.
butchered, I mean that butchered by wokeness. It
Mm.
looks really good.
Yeah, it's a fun movie.
That's the first time I've seen a trailer. I thought I might watch that.
Do you know? There's only been 2 trailers in 10 years that wanted me to make me see a film. That's one of them.
Avatar 2.
No, nobody. When I saw the trailer for Nobody, I wanted to see that film. There's only 2 trailers so far
What about
within
John
a space
Wick?
of 5 years. No, because John Wick. The thing I don't like about John Wick is that there's just too much. They don't measure it out. The action is just relentless, and it just makes the action not special anymore. So the second one was even
I
worse.
agree with that. I like John Wick, but I do agree with that. It's a movie you can sit and watch without even knowing the premise of it because it's action after action after action.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Well, but the first one is a love story.
Yeah, but the first one had space, so it had he gets beaten up, and then he takes his revenge, but he takes his
it's
time. This
one
space.
man's
Exactly.
vengeance for the murder of his dog.
Well, and then you see the second one, right? And it's just relentless, and it makes the action. It spoils the action because there's so much of it, and you're not surprised anymore when you see the gun fu and all that stuff. You've seen it from the first one. The third one was even worse, in my opinion. It was
I'll
just
give you
it
that.
just
I mean,
didn't
I
stop.
own it, but I'll give you it.
I enjoy the other 2, but I enjoy them just for the action sequences. The rest of it is unimportant. The story behind it, I can tell you the story behind those 2. All I know is there's a lot.
You didn't
of action.
care. That's the problem with it. You didn't care
I will
about John
say,
Wick. Didn't care about any of them.
The one that did the one trailer that interested me. I don't know if they did it over there, but Creed. I had not seen the first 2 Creed movies, but after watching the trailer for the third one, I'm interested.
No,
in
don't
seeing
see
them.
it because
Wait, there's the
the
third one?
producers have dissed Sylvester Stallone, the man that was actually responsible for that genre, and took him out of this movie. Apparently, so he got
Was
ostracized.
Stallone in the second one then?
Yes, and he was in the
Okay.
first one as well. So.
You just see the first 2
It's a
then.
boxing movie.
Yeah.
It's a sporty movie. I've not seen either of the 2. I've not seen any of them.
And the third one, apparently, it's all about being black. So good luck.
Well,
with
yeah.
that. Yeah.
But apparently, so's the new Transformers movie. So
Yeah, I think the Transmovies movie is about animals and how animals are badly treated or something like that. Somebody told me.
Well, they've already they who are in charge of it already spelled out that it's black and Latino. Why?
Oh, right.
I cannot even begin to answer that question.
Because they know it's
There's a
bad,
whole-
nobody will go, so they have to actually say it's for that audience. So
Yes.
that's why.
I don't mind. Look, I don't mind that if you know want to put ethnic minorities in movies, that's fine. But as I said, the where it crosses the line is when they take
that's
over.
not. It's not really about that though, Ian. It's somehow this is some kind of representation within the Transformers community.
But we know that's not true.
To say.
The
dumb.
is,
it's just a dumb
the fact is, I suppose, like a lot of people, it's not the representation fact of it. It's the fact is that is how they're selling the movie.
That's all.
See, if they actually sold the movie about the story and they had all those characters in it, most people wouldn't have cared, but they're selling it as that and saying that's the important part of the story. Sorry,
have you heard, guys? Have you heard about these new AI programs that are on the internet now? You could actually go to an AI program and say, "I want a story about a horror film about, you know, what is it? A priest killing people," and then it would write it for you and stuff.
You put the premise in, what the characters you want in it, and it just writes the story for you.
So
it's weird, isn't it?
So you're telling me it's a Max Bygrave's AI? He wants to tell you a story.
Well, the thing is, though, and also they got the art AI as well. So if you type in anything, you want He-Man, whatever. I've seen some of the art stuff, but the AI always have problems with fingers. So if it tries to create someone, it always gives it 6 fingers for some reason, or 3 fingers. It doesn't compute with fingers. It's really weird. But
so what is it, like the monkeys in the room producing Shakespeare?
So if you write into the AI, create me a picture, because like I've seen a couple, they did a couple of He-Man ones. So I said, draw me a picture of He-Man and stuff like that. There's a picture of He-Man. He looks great, but if you look at his fingers, he has 6 fingers. So the AI can't comprehend fingers for some reason. I don't know why. Baby Captain America was a good one. Sorry?
Because they don't have fingers. They don't understand fingers.
I don't understand.
Did you see Shad University did a couple of videos about the AI things, and some of the actual art graphics he was showing were amazing.
I know it looks good, but I'm just saying that it's created. It's where's the human creativity on that?
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
plugging a number in and going.
Yeah. The future is going to be bad, in my opinion. Elon Musk is warning us about AI. He says the most dangerous thing in the world is AI. He said once.
Yeah, because eventually they'll pass jobs over to AI. Yeah, eventually they'll get the AIs to do pictures, movie scripts. Then they'll eventually. It'll go on to, well, that job's not hard, so we'll pass it.
That's a terrible movie. Have you seen that?
I actually enjoyed it.
It's awful.
It is dumb.
I haven't.
At least the moon didn't turn out to be an egg.
But it was fun.
What's that about? I've not seen Moonfall.
Moonfall?
It's the only reason why I watched it because I love Halle Berry. And I just love her, so I watched it for her. But the film was just awful.
That meant to be a comedy.
Halle Berry and Catwoman, no. Halle Berry and Swordfish, yes.
Yeah, you know how much she got paid to show her boobs in Swordfish?
A lot.
Okay,
she got paid over £1 million. That's the first time she showed her boobs.
The same with who was it? Was it David Enos?
I don't know.
The same idea?
No, Julie Andrews.
Julie Andrews.
Yes, Julie Andrews.
They threw a lot of money at her just to flash her boobs for 2 seconds.
Literally.
And that's where people actually think, well, boobs will sell.
I'll do it for $600. I need to get my fridge fixed.
Did you see Gary came out of the theater?
Yes,
Gary,
and he said he said
he didn't. Yeah, he said he didn't like Avatar 2. But
Jeremy said he did.
Yeah, so this is the first time I've actually disagreed with Gary because the film, the script is absolute nonsense and it's really heavy on what it's trying to say. Yeah. But you cannot sit there and say that film is boring. Yes, it does lull in the middle, but the action at the ending is pure Cameron.
Remember, Gary said that he felt the same about the first movie.
First one to the second one, yeah. I know. Everybody's down.
I quite agreed with Gary on the first one. I thought it was the most boring, useless movie I spent my time watching.
It depends how you saw it, PJ. If you saw it in the cinema in the proper parameters in the 3D and stuff, seriously, the first half an hour of it's really spectacular, and the effects are really well done. But yeah, and then your mind gets used to it, and it's not a bad movie. The first one's not a bad movie. The second one's not a bad movie either.
The only movie I've seen,
never had the desire to see the first.
The only movie
I was in the theater, I never saw it.
Yeah.
The only movie I've seen in 3D was Dread. I saw that 8 times
because you're a fan.
Oh my
I
God.
saw it 8 times in the cinema. See, the best time I watched it is when I had it on DVD when it was on 2D.
You see, this is the thing. You see, this is the thing. You see, I'm a Puritan. I'm excited about a movie, I want to see it in a theater with people. I will not change. I will not choose.
I quite
agree.
Route. That's a good way to watch it, but I have no interest in. Oh, it's in 3D. No, I don't want to see it in 3D.
You don't have to.
But the thing is, up here there was the basically the 3D, and that was it. That's the only option I got. If I wanted 2D, I had to travel.
Yeah.
No, and it's the same idea when somebody tells me, "Oh, you have to see a movie in this format for it to." Well, sorry, that's not. If you're saying the movie has to be seen in this particular way, but any other way you see it is not as good. Well,
no, well, hold on.
Maverick was one you had to see on the big screen.
Yes, that too. So basically, there are movies that are made for that format. Like Avatar was made for 3D. It was shot in proper 3D. And same thing with, as Father said, with Maverick. Maverick was shot in a way that if you saw it on a big screen, it would look spectacular. And it did in IMAX. It looked absolutely fantastic when he was in the cockpits and everything. So there are certain films you have to see on the big screen, you know?
No, IMAX is something I've never seen. I've got no interest in going to.
Oh, I think the first
IMAX
movie I saw was Gravity.
Yeah, PJ's like my mum.
Gravity in 3D.
Black and white, I can just...
You know what it is like? I goes to my mum, try some wine. No. I said, why not? She goes, oh, because I don't like wine. And I said, how do you know you don't like it if you haven't tried it? No, but I just know I don't like wine. It's like PJ. I'm not going to go to cinema because I know I'm not going to like it.
I jump back to Gravity. I mean,
no, I'm saying it's not that I don't like it. It's just I've got no interest in seeing something that you have to see it in a particular screen. As soon as they tell me it's designed,
you got to try things, mate.
I want to watch it. If I want to watch a movie, I want to watch. If I see a movie on screen, I think really good. I want to get it in DVD. Sorry, I want to watch it in the same format. If they're telling me it's only good on this screen, then what's the point?
No, well, they're not telling you that, PJ. But it's up to you.
Effectively, they're saying you get the most out of it in the screen.
Well, that is true. It's visually and audio wise. I saw Conan on Monday. Conan the Barbarian, 1982. I saw that. It was a Phantom event on the big screen.
Yeah,
it was phenomenal. The only way I had ever seen it before, because I was a kid when it came out, was on the television, and I enjoyed it. Of course, I mean, I did. But that whole theater experience of the movie, it does raise the bar.
It does.
I hate going to the theater.
I hate it on occasion, for a movie. But what I'm saying is, I go to the movie, I'm watching it in 2D on a big screen. Same as I'm watching it in 2D on my screen there, or watching it in 2D on this. I don't want to have something that you have to have special equipment to watch. Like, give you an example. Season 8 of Game of Thrones. What did they tell us? Everybody was saying it was too dark. What were they saying? Because you didn't have the proper equipment. You have to see it in this format. They're basically saying the same as all these cinemas, saying you get the best out of it here.
Yeah, but that's different.
They're effectively saying that. But
that was just to make excuses because
it didn't make it any better. It didn't make it any better a story. It was still a rubbish story.
PJ, that's different, mate. That's different. Look, the reason why you should go to the cinema, in my opinion, is because it's a communal thing. That's what it is.
I don't have
it's like it is a communal thing.
And I had the whole theater to myself on Tuesday when I saw Violent Night, and I loved it.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that
I'm not saying I don't like the cinema. What I'm saying is, if they're telling me I have to go to a particular cinema and see it in a particular way for it to go, that's the part I'm not interested in. And they say it's in the cinema, I'll go and watch it on the big screen. no problem.
And would I be?
You have to see it in 3D, or you have to see it with this. You have to see it in this. No, I don't want to have to see it in a particular format.
And
so
would I be being
in cinema, because the cinema is basically a bigger version of what I can watch on my TV.
No, it's not.
Would I be being cynical to say that they always recommend you see it in the cinemas that are more expensive than the other cinemas? Or is that cynical?
No, look, you know what? I'm a puritist, right? If the film is made a certain way and has to be seen a certain way, and the filmmaker intended it that way, I would rather see it that way than just watch it on my TV. That's what I would rather do, because I want the experience.
I agree with that to an extent, because I've had colorized versions of Laurel and Hardy, and I've got colorized version of It's a Wonderful Life, and I hate them because they're not in black.
I know. I agree with you there. Definitely agree with you there.
But what I'm saying is, I'm okay not going to a 3D cinema. I'm okay not going to IMAX. Just the simple fact is, if they're telling me that's the only way I get the best out of it,
they're not telling you that, mate.
But they are.
No, they're not. They're giving you a choice. They're giving you a choice.
If I don't go and see it,
exactly, and you've chose not to. Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with it.
What I'm saying is, they tell you, and a lot of it is a case of best seen in IMAX because it gives you the best one. Like Maverick, seeing it in IMAX because you see.
Have you seen it in IMAX?
I don't care about that. I want to see.
Have you seen it in IMAX?
Entertainment. I don't.
Have you seen it in IMAX?
I've never been to IMAX ever.
See, Mummy.
I think I've seen a cinema. I think I've seen a film in an IMAX cinema, and that was at Epcot Centre 30 odd years ago.
Oh dear! I think am I sitting with old people here?
I'm not old. I'm classic.
Yeah, of course you are.
I remember seeing Civil War in 3D IMAX.
Yeah. And look, you know what, right? Everybody's got their choice, and I'm a purist. I choose to go to the cinema. If I was rich, yes, I would have a little cinema in my place, but I would still choose to go. Do you know what I mean? To the cinema.
Same as Michelle. I went to see It's a Wonderful Life in a drive-in. They did that here for a New Year's special.
Was it good?
It was great. But watching it on my DVD, it is great as well. But it was
a good film.
It's a fantastic movie.
Yeah, but you know, the thing is with Thanksgiving over here, you could have got a 70-inch TV, 84-inch TV for a few hundred. I would love to do that.
It's not the same.
I don't have the room. I know, but I'm just saying, I would love to have the big screen in my room, but I don't have the room for it.
This big screen I've got there is 43-inch. I saw a 74.
43. That's small.
That's basically
which is what I have.
All right.
But I saw a 73-inch.
There's a joke to be had here. I'm just leaving it alone.
I saw a 70-inch. No, it wasn't the 70. It must have been about 63-inch TV or something like that for £300. And I thought, nah, because I would need to move it further away to get.
Do you know what? Right? Do you remember this year they showed Wrath of Khan in the cinema, and when I went to see it in the cinema was packed, and everyone was a Trekkie there, and they all cheered, and they all laughed and stuff like that, even though everybody's seen the film 100 times. That's the experience I'm talking about. That for me is pure cinema.
I just wanted to ask Archer if the last movie was A Birth of a Nation.
Oh.
No, it wasn't that long ago. I'm not. Despite what some people may think, I'm not a Tudor.
Right.
Did the movie have sound, Archer?
Yes. And it was also
somebody was playing the piano below the screen.
And it was even a remake of an earlier classic epic movie.
Ben-Hur.
Oh
no.
Ten Commandments.
10 Commandments.
Carry on, cowboy.
No. The other ones were close. The other ones were in the right area. The original starred Richard Burton, Peter Cushing.
Richard Burton, Peter Cushing.
Richard Burton, Peter Cushing, Claire Bloom.
I don't know that one. Is it when was the film made? What year?
And that was the original with those in it. And then
yes, that was the original with those in it. I think it was probably the original was 54. No, Roman. No, not 20 past 3.
Right.
2001.
That's when he was born, Roman. Give it a couple of.
Yeah,
sorry.
no.
My mistake.
Look, I told you I'm not a Tudor. I would have been
Not
100
a tutor,
years
not a
old.
tutor. Yeah.
15, 22, I'd have been 100 years old. I was 25 at Cressy, right?
Oh dear.
We should stop talking about movies. I'm feeling hungry.
Beef jerky.
jerky.
Yeah.
Beef jerky.
Oh.
Anybody
So
watch any
did-
Christmas movies this couple of days, or anybody watch any Christmas movies, or do you not watch Christmas
I
movies?
saw the. I don't know if we talked about it already. You'll have to forgive my brain because I am very old and it just gets all mixed up as to whom I've talked to about what. I saw the A Christmas Story Christmas.
How
The
was
new one.
that?
Was it good?
I liked it. It's all right. It's all right. It's obviously it's not as good as the original, but it is fun because you got the original kids as grown-ups in the movie. It takes place in 1973. Ralphie has to go back to his hometown for reasons, and he runs into all the people, including what was his name, Farkas, the bully again, and it's very entertaining. Is it a great movie? It's all right. I actually like the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
So do
more.
I.
That was such a fun thing.
I watched a few Christmas things.
Go on then.
TV shows. I watched the Christmas episode of Citizen Smith. I watched the Christmas episode of a couple of Christmas episodes of Home Improvement. A few Christmas episodes of Carry On Christmas. Watched them, and I watched White Christmas.
I tell you, I gotta rewatch the "Are You Being Served" Christmas one because I
God.
saw Dan.
That's a
I
good
saw
one.
Dan
That's
posted
a
the
good
one with the Santa Claus in it.
Yeah.
Anything with Molly Sugden in it is just great.
See if I can find that.
What was the one they did? Did she do one where she was a time traveler or something?
Oh, that
What?
was she was. It was a space. It was
something like that.
What was it? Mrs. Something in outer space.
Yeah.
Is it
Vague
Pigs from
memory.
Outer Space? Pigs in
Again?
Space. Remember that?
I remember
Pigs in space.
Oh,
That was the Muppet Show. The Muppet
Yes,
Show.
I love that so
No,
much.
never heard of it.
What?
Very
Yes.
silly.
Yeah.
Very silly. Yeah, it's good.
And
well,
Michelle, White Christmas is my Christmas Day movie. Doesn't matter.
Oh, do you like White Christmas?
Whoa!
Oh, there.
PJ, White Christmas.
Yeah, White Christmas is my Christmas movie. I've been watching it since I was a kid. I used to watch White Christmas when it was on the TV with my mum. As I grew up, I still watched it every Christmas Day. When they stopped putting it on the Christmas Day and they moved it around, watched it whenever I could. Then, when my kids were young, I got the video of White Christmas. We used to watch White Christmas, Christmas Day. Now my kids have grown up. They watch White Christmas with their kids.
tell you, so I mentioned it on Roman's stream. I just dug out my copy
Oh,
Twilight Zone.
yes,
because I'm going to watch the
Wow.
Art Carney
Night of the
version
Meek.
tonight.
Good
Well,
stuff.
I've actually got Miracle on 34th Street. I watched that, but I've also got the 1956 Miracle on 34th Street. to watch as well.
You know what?
I
I prefer
like
the
that.
remake.
The remake
with
is
David
good.
Hartman?
I'm not denying the remake with Richard
is.
Richard Button. You mentioned him. With Richard
Attenborough.
Attenborough in it.
Yeah.
But I've not seen the original for
I
about
have.
15 years. So
Yeah.
it's been a long time. I want to rewatch it again just to
Yeah.
see how it is. Because instead of the wee girl doing Jingle Bells, it's a deaf street. It's a street girl who's deaf.
Yeah.
And it's there's differences in it, and that's
Well,
what I like about
that
it.
particular scene in the remake was the scene that actually made me like it. The bit where he was talking to the deaf girl.
Uh-huh.
that scene made me get closer to Richard Attenborough's Santa Claus or Father Christmas. Yeah, definitely. If it wasn't for that scene, I would have been distanced from him. So it kind of drew me in, that scene. So I really like the remake. I think the remake is a really good remake.
Good remake. But the good thing is, it didn't diss the old one.
No, it didn't. No,
it didn't do that. It remade it, and it paid enough homage to it to make it a nice remake and improved on it. And that's what a remake should do. It should take what it had and then improve on it with modern technology, modern things to do, colour.
Well, if they remake it again, Father Christmas would be black, wouldn't he? So
yes.
Yeah. This is how my little hyperactive brain is going, because you mentioned Miracle on 34th Street. I was thinking of the 73 version with David Hartman, which got me thinking of Amazon Women on the Moon, which has David Hartman in it, which I wanted to play a little clip of. I don't know if Ian or PJ or Archer would have seen this.
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
Stay on the bus, forget about us.
Did you know that every 7 minutes a black person is born in this country without soul? Hello, I'm B.B. King. Won't you help Don Simmons and the thousands of others that suffer from this tragic disorder? Its cruel symptoms can strike anyone. Let's take a look.
I think the Republican Party is doing one heck of a job. Don't you, June?
I'll say, Ward. We Republicans have turned this country around.
Safety and good mileage are the two things I looked for in a new car. That's why I bought a Volvo station wagon.
Hi, I'm president of the David Hartman fan club. I met David Hartman once. What a neat guy.
Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim cherry. A sweet is as lucky can be.
Anyway.
Is that
they could remake that part and have the one that played Carlton in it.
Yeah.
Is that the guy that played Carlton in?
No, it's not.
No, it wasn't. But that's what I'm saying. You could have him playing that part.
He's in Living Color.
Well,
did you see? Oh, talking of Will Smith. Did you see when he was being interviewed? I can't remember who was interviewing him when he was talking about. When he's talking about the slap, and he didn't apologize. He was acting like he was the victim. It's really weird. Hollywood's gone crazy now, isn't they?
Well, did they not actually? There was not an article, something saying how he's finally bit the big one based on that interview. It basically makes him look worse.
Yeah, and you know he made this movie. He plays a slave escaping from somewhere, and it got snubbed. Award season.
Is that only on Apple TV?
The actual is not the Oscars. It would be the Emmys.
Emmys, yeah.
The Rings of Power didn't even get nominated.
No.
Yeah.
I saw that they nominated Love and Thunder for Best Picture.
What a load of old rubbish.
House of Dragons got nominated. But...
Yeah, it's
yeah.
Bad news, isn't it? The whole thing.
Did you hear the good news today, or was it yesterday? That Hulk season 2, Hulk has been cancelled.
Yeah.
She-Hulk has been cancelled.
She-Hulk, I did see that.
Yes.
What are you saying? Yes, Roman. You did a whole stream based on every episode.
Because he wants to make money.
That's less time you'll be able to stream next year.
That's true. That's less content for me. I actually speak because like content. I think we talked about Willow already. I tried to watch Willow. I gave it 3 episodes and I did like a review of that. And I stated at the end of it, I can't watch the show anymore because it is that bad. It's not even She-Hulk bad. She-Hulk, it was terrible. There's no denying that. But at least it was short. Sitting through an hour episode of Willow every week and just having, because like She-Hulk didn't, well, it did. It dumped on some characters, but She-Hulk herself, I didn't really care about as an original character anyway. But the Willow movie, while flawed, it was still fun, and you liked Mad Mardigan and the little fella and all the stuff. But in the new one, you don't like anyone. Every male character is
I had 2
garbage.
I had 2 different reasons for not watching either, apart from the fact that I don't like new stuff because of it. But She-Hulk, I didn't care enough about the character to even think about watching it. Then when I heard how bad it was, I went, yay! Willow, I did like the movie, and I knew they would butcher it, so I had no interest
And they
in
did.
watching, because it doesn't matter how many times somebody says, we'll not butcher this franchise, this remake, this reboot. They're going to. That's why as soon as they're talking about Henry Cavill out, I thought, it's butchered. They're going to butcher it, because no matter what they do, no matter how good someone is, they're going to put something in it, and you know fine well things are going to change. That's why I think it's going to be Black Superman.
What this era has done for me, anyway, is now that I can't watch something without questioning. Like I watched the trailer for the Spider-Man verse, whatever it's called, with the cartoon. Yeah. So I watched the trailer, and Miles Morales is in his bedroom, and the Spider Girl Gwen Weathers comes in or comes through a porthole, whatever, and he's all flustered. He's like trying to impress her and everything and stuff like that. I'm like, wait a sec, how comes that girl knows more than him and they're both the same age? Why isn't she flustered? Why is it always the guy that's flustered? And that's what makes, because of this error, makes me question all of that now.
And the problem
really
was,
does.
right, see when Miles Morales first turned up, he looked up to Peter, and
he did.
And Peter trained him and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Spider-Gwen is a newer addition. So why the hell would Miles actually try to...
He fancies her.
But the thing is, why would he? It's almost a case of well, there's a female in that point. She must be better.
No. But PJ, that's exactly what they did in the trailer. Yeah. She was so confident, and then he goes, I can't come out because I'm what is it? I can't go out because my parents said I can't go out. And she goes, but can Spider-Man come out? And she throws herself off the window, doesn't she? And then he's like, oh, he's all flustered and everything. I'm thinking to myself, well, she's a teenager too. How come she's so super confident? And it makes me question all this stuff now every time I see stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because this is what this era's done.
Yeah, that's exactly. It's you automatically assume. Didn't matter why they wrote it that way. You assume they did it deliberately to make him look bad, not a case of to make her look confident. So that's the problem nowadays. That's why I stopped watching new stuff. It's just because I assume so much.
Have you seen the new trailer of this? So basically, in the first one, the father was the mentor for Miles Morales. I don't know if you saw the first one. In this one, it's some woman. I think it's his mum that's mentoring him. And I'm thinking to myself, wasn't it the father? He was a cop, remember, in the first one? And in the new trailer, it was, I think it's his mother that's telling him to, don't lose the boy inside of you and stuff like that. I'm thinking, well, the father was the one that was present most of the time. Where's the mother come from? Do you know what I mean? So anyway, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I must admit, I saw some stuff, and I wasn't keen on it. I'm a big Spider-Man fan, and I disliked the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, so do I, actually.
I'm a fan of Spider-Ham.
Yeah.
I mean, not just because of this cartoon, but I mean, just before from the comics. I like Spider-Ham in the comics.
So this is his mum. I couldn't figure out who this was because in the first one, he had an uncle that he doted on, and then he
turned out to be the bad guy.
The villain. And then the police, his dad was a policeman, and he picked up a lot of stuff from him.
Oh, geez, Stan Lee.
I know.
This is the first one. This clip's from the first one. Yeah.
Oh, this is the first.
Yes.
Yeah, that's clips from the first one. No, it is the second one. It shows you what happened in the last one.
Oh, okay.
So, but anyway, so the mother's it looks like the mother is the one that's his mentor now. It's like, what happened to the police father? He was the mentor last time. So I just got the feeling it's been touched by, wokeness, this one.
No, that's a crazy thought, Ian. What are you on?
You're beginning to sound like Dan now. Yeah. But yeah, it's all. I actually, this animation gives me a headache. I remember when I watched it in the cinema.
Yeah.
It just gave me a headache for some reason.
Sorry, this was a film.
Yeah, it's a film.
Oh, I didn't know it actually came out in the theater. I thought.
I saw a picture of her today. Whoever that one is.
I don't. You know what? I'm probably not going to watch this in the cinema.
I'm
probably just going to try and.
I'm going to watch it as much as I watched the last one.
Yeah, I think the only Spider-Man movie I saw was the first one, or the last Spider-Man movie I should say was the one with Tom Holland. The first
No
Tom
Way
Holland
Home.
one.
Oh, yeah, the first one.
Whichever the first one was.
Far From Home. No, that's
Homecoming.
the second one.
Homecoming.
Yeah.
I like
the Spider-Man movies I've seen. They've either had a good Peter Parker or a good Spider-Man. They've never had a good Spider-Man Peter Parker movie.
I thought Toby made a good Peter Parker and Spider-Man.
No, I think Toby made a good Peter Parker, but he
we
didn't make a good Spider-Man.
Wow, it's nice. $20.
Let me see what the tip was. I'm still trying to get this whole thing.
Ian, I think he made a good Peter Parker, but I didn't think he made a good Spider-Man.
That seems to be a thing. You see a lot of people say that of all the Batman movies, they either have the actors a good Batman or they're a good Bruce Wayne. But
I quite agree with that. I've not found one. It's the same. There's Christopher Reeves was good as
Kent and
Clark
Superman.
Kent and Superman.
Yeah,
it was.
But the guy was it Brendan Routh?
Brandon Routh. Brandon Routh.
He was a good Superman. I didn't think he was good as Clark Kent.
No, he wasn't a good Superman.
I didn't prefer him as either.
Clark Kent.
Yeah,
I don't think Henry Cavill is a good Clark Kent.
Henry Cavill's a good Superman. That's it.
But he's not a good Clark Kent.
Didn't get a lot of time as Clark Kent.
No, he didn't. Yeah.
And I think
he was Superman just about the entire movie.
Yeah. But I think they knew he wouldn't be a good Clark Kent, so they made it minimal.
So I got
because didn't have that geeky look. There's no way you can have Henry Cavill looking like a geek. You can have Henry Cavill building a computer and playing with 40K.
Okay, so I gotta say this one. I got the $20 tip from Michelle saying "Merry Christmas, Father." So thank you very much, Michelle. Thank you.
Thank you. What'd you do to your hand, PJ?
Oh, that's a permanent thing. I've had that for 5 years.
Oh,
it's basically the muscles in my wrist have atrophied, and it's.
Is that your right hand?
Yes, I'm right-handed. I've had to learn over the last 2 years to use my mouse and things.
Damn it, Ian.
None of us are going down out of respect for the Father's channel.
We're going down that route. And anyway, Ian, good man. But no, I've had to learn to use my mouse and all that left-handed.
Left-handed,
but has happened over the last 5 years. And in the last 2 years, I've probably got about 40% use of it now.
Oh, man.
I think the only a lot of them, like the worst Spider-Man has got to be the Andrew Garfield version of Spider-Man. I thought
I've never seen those two.
Yeah, but the thing about Spider-Man is in the comics he's really funny, and in the cartoon, the Spectacular Spider-Man, he's absolutely hilarious. I'm puzzled why they don't do that in the film versions,
because they think that shows an arrogance.
It doesn't, because if you're really funny. If you're really funny, it'll just come across as funny.
But how many writers out there can actually write funny?
Yeah, but these are the people, PJ, that think the only way that you can have a quote strong female character unquote is to actually make her masculine. And in the same sentence that I said, the masculinity is toxic, so you can't expect them to want anything.
And also, anything they would do is funny. Everybody else would be going.
No, as I said, the best reiteration of Spider-Man, in my opinion, is the Spectacular Spider-Man, the cartoon. That was really well done, really funny. Really yeah, and the theme song's really fun as well. As I'm saying, I would have followed that trait. In fact, if I was in charge, I would have hired the writers to write me a Spider-Man movie. Definitely would have hired the writers. But
the animation ones have been good, I must admit. Even the one with Ms. Marvel was a
Ms. Marvel.
Yes, Miss Marvel was in a couple of the Spider-Man ones, and even she was good on it. And basically, because they wrote the story about Ms. Marvel, not about Kamala Khan, they basically did superheroes, and that's what they did. So they had her as a superhero, but they didn't have her as
PJ. You are an anomaly. You're a mystery to me.
I'm a mystery wrapped in an enigma.
Like something with Miss Marvel. I can't make that work in my mind.
You should see the animation, and she's in a couple of episodes of the Spider-Man one. I can't remember exactly what one it was, but it was just the superheroes. It was younger superheroes, and Miles Morales was in it. She was in it. So they had them, but they didn't actually, believe it or not, they didn't go, Muslim, look at me. Black, look at me. They just actually did the story with these superheroes. And
you mean what? You mean it wasn't the Miss Marvel story guest starring Spider-Man?
Yes, exactly. It was the Spider-Man story, and as I said, it had Miles Morales and stuff like that. It had Spider-Gwen in it, which I didn't really like, but they weren't there to take over and show the boys how bad they were. It was just a story about superheroes working together. And it was actually because they actually wrote the story and used these characters, they wrote the characters well. And that's the difference. They wrote the characters rather than writing the person who's starring as the character. And that's the problem. That's where the difference is. It's like watching any of the characters we've seen being destroyed and watching the originals.
But I did like the last. I did like the last movie though, even though the story was as dumb as
No Way Home.
Yeah, the story was dumb, but it was very entertaining. It's nice to see the other Spider-Mans. Yeah, Spider-Man.
I can live with kind of plot holy stuff, but it's entertaining. We talked about Search for Spock yesterday. There are a lot of things you can take about in Search for Spock, but it's an entertaining movie. So,
Search for Spock is the best Star Trek movie ever made, in my opinion.
Wrath of Khan.
It's up there.
Wrath of Khan.
It's my second favorite. I like
third.
Khan, Spock, Country, Whales, and then 5. 5 is.
I tell you the reason why I like the third one so much is because it took certain things and really did make you go, what? Like to destroying the Enterprise, you just went, you were just amazed that they destroyed the Enterprise. Killing Kirk's son, you never knew was going to happen. No. The wonderful performance by Christopher Lloyd was absolutely fantastic. The story was solid, and it was directed in a really solid way.
There are a lot of, I like 90% of the movie, but the 10%, it's not even that I don't like it. It's just that it's wonky. The Grissom being the only ship around Genesis in a hot zone doesn't make any sense.
No. The Grissom was sent out there because I remember that zone was.
Ship. It had no military.
No. Well, it was no. It doesn't. It doesn't. But there's no danger. There was no reason for a military ship to go out there.
There is. Genesis is a galactic hotspot. They made something that can destroy zones.
Yeah, but remember, in that area was owned by the Federation. So, and the Federation had that area cornered off. It was just that they sent that
like
ship out there.
That's like saying the southern border works. It's the same idea. You gotta.
I don't think they would get that one.
But actually, a military presence, thinking someone is going to do something devious. That's the way I look
but the
at
thing
it
is,
from a military perspective.
the thing is though, they had Carol's son on board, and he knew more about the Genesis thing than anyone.
And
so
that's fine.
It made
I
sense.
get Grissom being there. I don't get Grissom being there alone. It didn't make sense to me that they wouldn't, because
there was no threat.
Straight up science. There's always a threat.
But there was no threat in the movie of that planet until what's his name Krug showed up. But that's what I'm saying. It made sense to me. I think that's a minor hole in it. Definitely,
it's a big one for. Like I said,
I'm a military. Get separated if you keep this up.
I'm sorry. This is my fault. This is my fault.
I'm just saying. I think it's very minor compared to other stuff in other movies. Do you know what I mean? And the whole film to me made sense. Yeah, and it was very good.
Unlike some of the stupid things they do in movies now, I think that was a plot hole or a silly thing they did.
There's so many great parts in the third one, like when they steal the Enterprise.
Stealing the Enterprise is, I think, my favorite part of the movie. Between the soundtrack and just the way everything is shot.
And the ending was great as well when he took on Krug and stuff like that, and all that. So when he kicks him in the face and he says, "I had enough of you," I remember the whole audience was cheering and stuff. It's a great movie.
Very good, very good. Like I said,
and that ending is so moving. The ending is so moving. when he comes up to Jim, you know, and he says all those lines and he says, "Your name is Jim." I almost had a tear in my eye.
Yeah.
That was so moving. Do you know what I mean? So I literally think that Shirts for Spock was probably the best Star Trek movie.
I think before even seeing the movie, I remember reading the novel as a kid, the paperback, and it was one of those I was up all night reading.
It is a great movie. And what's his name? Leonard Nimoy did a great job directing that film.
That was his directorial debut. He had not directed before that.
Yeah.
But that's what they gave him to bring him back after they killed off Spock.
Yeah. I do like Wrath of Khan, but I think the third Star Trek movie has an edge on Wrath of Khan because it did things that you never expected. It was so unexpected, that film.
I didn't expect Spock to die.
Apart from that, of course.
Everybody expected Spock to die, which is why they rewrote which is why they wrote the Kobayashi Maru scene in the first place, because the rumors had leaked out that Spock had been killed off. So they killed him off.
And the Kobayashi Maru just so they could have the death scene.
Exactly.
For him to wake up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So the thing is, did they not actually put the Kobayashi Maru part in the trailer?
I'm not sure.
Oh, I don't remember.
I can't remember.
I'm sure that one of the trailers they put out, the death scene of Spock dying was in the trailer, and it was a case of everybody was going, "Ooh," because I remember people talking about it, and that obviously the rumor had come out about him dying, and then it was shown in the trailer, so it's true. And then when you see it again, it's almost a case of they fooled us.
But
the Wrath of Khan got one massive, great plot hole in it.
What's that?
Yes, we all know about Chekhov.
Yeah, we know that.
You know about Chekhov.
I do wonder how many, like the ones you were saying about such as Spock, PJ, how many of those are down to editing and things. For example, again, Search for Spock. The last we see who are on the film is she's holding the guy at gunpoint as they're getting away. The next time we see her, she's on Vulcan with Sarek. In the novelization, if I remember right, they actually refer to another scene where she makes it to the Vulcan embassy. I don't know if that was never put in the film or if that was a cut scene from the film.
See, the problem is they do they film so much and then they cut it whatever way. Is it Indiana Jones 5? You heard the rumors about that?
Yeah.
Did you hear the rumors, the new ones?
It's not a rumor.
No. Did you hear the new rumors?
It's not a rumor. It's true.
How can you say?
I do know what you're going to say because I've heard it. And I've seen it.
They're redoing it.
Yes, I've seen it. PJ, have you seen the clip with John Williams?
No.
So there's a clip on YouTube with John Williams literally saying,
talking about
so it's not a rumor; it's true. It's true.
I know they're talking about refilming it, but I'm talking about what the rumors of the refilming are.
Well, we will know. We will suspect why they're
talking about refilming certain parts and then re-editing the movie.
Fight!
Yeah, I know.
But they're talking about the re-editing the movie, not the fact that they're filming parts. That's not the rumor part. That's what we know. But the fact is, they're talking about re-editing the movie, so the time travel elements are taken out, and it's all flashbacks.
I don't think they're going to do that because that's going to cost them another 100 million to do. It's probably going to cost them 100. But that's what I'm saying. I think they're reshooting the ending because I think all the rumors are true that Waller-Bridge takes his hat and then he gets erased from time because there were 6 endings and they were all the same.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
But that's what they're talking about. That's what one of the news rumors are. Is they're going to just do the end part. They're going to redo an ending, but they're going to re-edit it so it's taking the time travel out because that takes out of a lot of the rumor mill stuff that's out there. So then they do all the parts with the German tanks and all that. It's a flashback when he's telling the story about the dial. And that's
I hope so.
But then again, the Roman, how does it work with the Romans? Because there's Roman.
Because Roman's there.
And Roman.
It depends. One thing that got me when I saw the clip how much of that was the way the clip was done. A lot of it seemed to me to be Indy and Professor Arturo. I can't remember the character's name off the top of my head.
Discussing previous Sliders Arturo.
Yeah.
John
Rhys Davies discussing previous adventures, sort of like in Mystic Adventures, a clip of things that had happened off screen. They've just done so. Some of them could have been, previous adventures they've been through, which India they'd had, but they never made it to film. So they're just doing, sort of a memory shot from that's how much of that and how much of that is actually going to be or supposed to be.
Well, what they're doing is they're basically trying to find the balance between what they want in the movie, which is the message, and as well as trying to get rid of the things that people have known what was going to happen in the movies. And they're trying to find a balance instead of actually starting the film off with a decent script, getting rid of Waller-Bridge and having Short Round in it as his assistant. Do you know what I mean?
Well, see,
Crystal Skull, which you just rewatched.
If he wanted to go down the woke route and actually replace the bad white man with a minority.
Well, PJ, sorry, mate. What did you say, Father?
The Crystal Skull, which you just watched, still has left a bad taste in my mouth all these years. I don't know why you rewatched it.
Do you know what, mate? I saw it recently, and I still think
that's why I'm saying it.
The difference is,
I've seen it once.
The difference is, Father, I rewatched this well, and it's funny how that bad taste can change over time.
Did you like it?
It's just bad. No, it's just bad, but it's not as bad as it could be. 5 coming out, 5 coming out could actually put another bad taste in the mouth.
It started off really good with "You Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog," and you have the car driving and stuff, and that wonderful shot where they pull Indy out of the car and they have that overhead shot where all the soldiers in a circle surround Indy and he's on the floor. That's so Spielberg, and he turns around and he goes, "Russians," you know what I mean? So Indiana Jones, and then the whole film falls apart after that scene. It falls apart,
swinging and stuff like that. The swinging scene into the monkeys.
But Spielberg admitted he didn't want to do Crystal Skull. He didn't want to do it. He thought it was a bad idea, but he did it because of George Lucas, who was his friend. That's why he did it.
George Lucas is full of bad ideas. He has brilliant ideas and he has terrible ideas. Yeah. And they fight all the time in that skull of his. The big thing about George Lucas is that he needs a handler. That's why Star Wars and The Empire Strikes Back were really good, but Jedi was bad or not as good. I'm not a big fan of Jedi because I don't like those little
teddy bears
things on the planet. I don't like those things. They bother me. They're annoying. They should have been Wookiees. And then you get the prequels, which is all Lucas and all that, and you can tell it's all Lucas. But you can tell, when George Lucas had his moments on the Indiana Jones trilogy. Yeah. Pretty much, if there's a bad humor moment in it, that's Lucas.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And then you had all these people kissing his ass when he was making the prequels.
Yeah, that's because he made one good movie. He's the greatest thing ever, and it's not. And you know why they made the Ewoks instead of Wookiees, don't you?
Don't know.
He wanted to make it a kids friendly. He literally went down the route. He wanted to make it kids friendly, and Wookiees would have been too scary because of the fight sequences. Because they remember they wanted to do Wookiees initially because of the book Splinter in the Mind's Eye. The book had disappeared because it was quite a violent book, and it had Wookiees at the centre.
Well, not only that,
where Chewbacca jumps into the ATA and rips the driver's to thread inside it so he could take it over. They couldn't do it, so they wanted to make it more kid friendly. Hence the reason why they became Ewoks.
Well, there's another reason I think why Splinter of the Mind's Eye disappeared. Clearly, George Lucas either hadn't decided or hadn't told Alan Dean Foster that Luke and Leia were twins. I like it. I think Splinter of the Mind's Eye was one of the very few, if not the only, Star Wars spin-off I've read. I'm not a great reader of the expanded universe, but there was that definitely came out. You can tell that definitely came out before they decided that they were going to be brother and sister.
Yeah.
Although if it came out these days,
it'd be all right.
So we got a $10 tip from the R who says Merry and Blessed Christmas. Thank you, the R.
Yeah, that's another coffee for him.
Actually, I'm going to be making a trip home to see the parents in about a week.
So
it'll be gas money.
Right, okay, that's good. That's good.
I did want to play one thing going back to the con. It's like 3-second thing from Cinema Sins. This is the newer one.
My name.
Oh, it didn't play. Wait, hold on. Darn thing. Hold on.
My name is Khan.
I'm in cryosleep. All but the primitive side. My name.
Oh, they took it off.
What's that? What did I take off?
They had N&M Slim Shady, and it was, "Hi, my name is."
Right, okay.
And it's guy yelling "con."
Yeah.
I guess they must have got a copyright struck on that one.
That somebody didn't understand member berries well. My name is Khan. And the only people that know that is the audience. So why are you shouting at them as if
they'd never met him? Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I told you there was I was watching a segment on the Lotus Office a couple of days ago about some people apparently they think they're coming up with about 5 years away from inventing workable artificial wombs. And one of my comments
I saw that.
One of my comments was, and thus was Khan Noonien Singh born.
Yeah, and also the fact is it's been destroyed anyway because Discovery had a Noonien Singh in their crew. So the fact that Spock says he had no idea, and then suddenly, well, wait a minute, typical prequel, just to mess that up.
Did you watch that, PJ?
No, I just heard that Noonien Singh was actually part of the crew.
I actually watched Brave New Worlds. I mean, I think
shame on you, Father.
No, I know we talked about it.
It's not Star Trek, and you're supporting the other rubbishy Discovery Star Trek.
I'm only paying $1.99 because of American Express. They gave you a little rebate if you Paramount Plus. So I'm not giving them. I'm giving them $2 a month.
Yeah, it's the only movie thing where they actually pay you to watch.
Well, I get it. I get Paramount Plus free with Sky because I have Sky, so it comes free with Sky. So I can watch it, but I don't even want to touch it. It is absolute trash.
I will say,
I don't even want to look at the previews or the trailers because
I've been rewatching the New Statesman.
Oh yeah, I've been watching that.
Oh, that is such a
Alan
good
Bastard.
We can't get it. We cannot get it over here in America on DVD. It's only on Region 2. They don't have an American region DVD of it.
No, Father, that's a shame. I know some of the language they use in that program.
Exactly.
Yes, I know.
Just because it's called Alan Bastard.
I'm definitely certain that your ladies that you've got that lady on permutainer when you're watching that.
Well, I just got done watching the wedding speech again.
That's
hilarious. What I tagged. I love that one.
Yeah, so funny.
I would play it on here, but I uploaded that clip to YouTube on my channel and it got copyright struck.
Yeah, you can't do that.
So often,
Facebook is clamping down.
I always upload it to see if it
gets I got 2 copyright strikes on Facebook for something I put up 5 years ago.
This is on YouTube.
No, on Facebook, they copyrighted me 2 strikes for something I put up 5 years ago. Yeah. It's crazy.
Wow. I've only ever had 1 copyright strike on YouTube, but that was last year, and I've had 2 on Rumble.
Rumble? What's that?
Yep.
Rumble? Never heard of it.
Rumble is another streaming service.
Another streaming
service.
Is it? But you can link it to your YouTube channel, so anything that's on your YouTube comes across. And 2 things that YouTube okayed when it came to Rumble, I got a copyright strike on.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Yes.
Oh dear.
Yes.
Steven Crowder is probably going to be moving to Rumble soon.
I saw something like that.
They did their show yesterday, saying yesterday's show is one of the last ones for the Blaze.
Oh wow!
And I ended up canceling my membership to the Blaze because once Crowder's gone, I don't really need to.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Who's Crowder?
He's the guy that quarterback Garrett worked before he went to Gary.
Yeah, oh, I see. Okay.
I watch him on. I normally watch him on YouTube.
Yeah.
Which means, of course, I missed the bits after he says it's off YouTube.
The only people I watch really is Gary's Nooner. I can't watch Friday Night Tights because it's just too long. I watch Father's stuff. I watch Dan's stuff sometimes if I'm not on it, and I watch PJ's stuff sometimes. Here's the reason why I watch PJ's stuff is because I tune in, right, and then it's like it's only 6 people watching, so I feel guilty if I come out. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I've got to stay because if I come out, it'll be 5 people watching.
The 5 people are probably the ones on the channel.
Yeah, usually.
Thank you for
like what we got right now. Then
ego burst.
No. I love hearing Archer and what's his name, the Viking. He makes me laugh.
Jim the Viking.
Jim the Viking. Yeah.
Jim's funny. He's funny.
See, I want to get Dan on here for the Friday night or Friday afternoon thing.
Yeah, you should get him. He's not well actually, Paul. I'm going to see him tomorrow. I'm driving upward to Birmingham to see him tomorrow. But he's not well. I'm not driving. Keith's driving. Look, there are some people that are driven, and there are some people that drive. But I'm always driven. So there you go.
What is he ill?
He's not. He's got flu. I think.
Life.
Yeah, exactly. I think he's got flu. I'm not sure. He's but he said he's going to come out and see us. So there you go.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So I'm all up for meeting people in real life. You know, one day I'm going to meet Roman. Going to go all the way down there, knock on his door. Or kick his door in, or something.
Well, like and in California, you can kick his door in, and nothing will happen to you.
That's okay. I gotta ask Roman before I forget. Are you ready to cough up $350,000 for the reparations?
I'm not. I don't know what my state is thinking. Again, I live in the occupied territory of California, and they want to start paying out reparations. How they plan on implementing this, I don't know. Where they are planning on getting the money from, I know even less, unless they plan on taxing us even more, in which case we will have to leave the occupied territory of California because they're talking about giving crazy amounts of money for
you if you want to leave.
Ridiculous.
Well,
whatever, they can come after me for that, but I just won't come back. Therefore, the arrest warrant for me in California, I'm not going to be that worried about.
Yeah. That's really funny.
I need to get to California,
Scotland. Where are you, Father? Now you're in a new place.
In the
Midwest. And where are you, Archer?
I'm down in Southeast London near the airport.
And what, near Heathrow?
Yeah, not far from Jim actually.
Oh, okay. I'm Battersea. So there you go. So
Scotland's actually going nuts as well.
Is it freezing out there? Got to be. Is it snowing?
Today is actually quite mild, so it's only -7.
Oh, okay. That sounds mild.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's probably about 7 degrees outside, but the ice is basically thawed.
Is it still warm over there, Roman?
No, it's not. It's not like it's not England cold, but it's California cold. So the garage where I work, it stays about 50 or so degrees out here. I bought a
What's that in real temperature?
That's the temperature of the people who went to the moon.
He's being rude. He's being rude.
So I bought a space heater and I ran for about 20 minutes and it was really nice. And then it cooked my power strip. And I was
wow.
Oh.
So what you call is cold, we call t-shirt weather.
Yeah.
It's only PJ. It's -3 here.
Oh
no! I'm using Celsius.
I see. You're just that's like making up numbers. I don't.
26 here.
That Fahrenheit stuff is made up numbers because when you use big high numbers, we are sitting there thinking, and you're saying that's cold.
Anyway,
do you know what's really interesting? Nobody's talking about the football on this, which is really great because everyone I know was talking about England.
Same here. Everybody I know
talks about Morocco wanting a redo.
I just tell them it should be banned. I actually, when they started playing it in work, I put a complaint in and asked for it to be removed because the girls in work asked for Christmas movies over Christmas. They were told not on the office screens because they're for work-related items only. Then the football started, and then all the guys, one of the managers who said no non-related work stuff, decided football could go on all of the screens. So I put a complaint in saying, how come when it was asked for Christmas, they were told not non-related work, but football's okay because the manager who said it has allowed it. And he says, don't worry, it'll get changed over it between games. I says, that's not the point. I don't come into work to watch football. Why
you still work in an office, PJ?
Our office does. I need to be careful what I say.
Well, I gotta start wrapping up because school's about to let out, and it's the last full week before Christmas break. So I wanted to go see the kids.
Okay, no worries.
No, I'll keep my story short by saying I'll tell you later, Ian.
Too long.
Well, if I obviously not going to see you guys till next year, hopefully, so I'd like to wish you all a really cool Yule.
Well, I'll be streaming next Friday.
Oh, okay. Well, I won't then.
I won't be week, unfortunately.
If you're able to make it, great. If you're not, don't worry. I gotta just check to make sure what the confessional schedule is.
Yeah, the daughter of the Empire is coming in next week. And I only get to see her, if I'm lucky, 2 times a year. So we're very excited about that.
I'm looking forward to
on Monday night
rather than Christmas Day this year. I'm going to see my grandson with all his Christmas crazies.
For those that can make it, then we'll see you next week. For those that can't, have a good and blessed Christmas.
Yes.
And those who we don't see, Merry Christmas.
And with that, I got to hit the end button. So thanks, everybody, for joining. Thank you for the tips. And we'll talk to you next week. And we're